Hi, everyone, and welcome to our first week or day of Python and computer science. So excited that you guys are going to be taking this journey and learning about Python. As you start to learn about Python, there's going to be a lot of vocabulary and a lot of concepts that you're going to have to learn. Writing in code is like learning a whole new language. So if you think of code as learning to speak in Spanish or speak in Chinese or French, um, you can understand that it takes a little bit of time to become fluent. But in 9 weeks, I promise you, you'll be ready to go. So as we go in, um, I want to spend a little bit of time going through some vocabulary so that we are all on the same page. And where better to start than what is programming and what is a programming language? So with any program or any programming language, there are always a set of rules. And programming is the process of writing programs in a programming language. And we know, if you think back, maybe you had computer science in lower school, that programs are written in procedures or rules called algorithms. And these are just lists of steps that you can follow to finish a task. If you think of it as making a peanut butter jelly sandwich, if you were to write the procedures on how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, writing an algorithm in code is the same way. Also, when you are writing in a programming language, it has a specific syntax. So they say that Python has one of the easiest syntax to understand at the moment. And if you look at Python, you can literally read, once you start to understand some of the vocabulary, what is being written on the editor. And it's really cool because before encoding, it seemed like a language that wasn't accessible for many people. Whereas now Python makes it accessible, and a lot of students are finding it easy to get code running and to write a lot of lines of code in Python. But, with syntax comes syntax errors, and this is something that you are going to see a lot of. You're going to see errors with maybe missing a simple parentheses or another minor error. You might miss a colon or a quotation, and you will get a syntax error. This is different than an actual logical error. And you will see that when you have a logical error, your output, the stuff that comes out of your program, is not necessarily what you had planned. So, what is Python? As I said, it is a programming language. It is a language, people don't like this to be said, but it is a script language, a language that you type out. It's not like your block based. It is a high level programming language, and it's known for being very simple, very readable, and very easy to use. People say it's very beginner friendly. It's also one of the top languages that is currently used for artificial intelligence or machine learning, which is something that we really like about it because you can get in there and do a lot of fun things with machine learning. So what is terminal when we use it? Well, it's funny. When I first thought about terminal, some people actually think of this. We think of when we wrote in terminal 20 years ago. This is a terminal, but that's not what we're talking about. We're actually talking about terminal. This is an application in Mac. Some people know how to use it. When you work on terminal in Mac, it allows you to talk to your computer. And some people already code on terminal and they can do some fun things like hide your screen, shut down with certain buttons. You can do all kinds of quick little programs in terminal that can modify the way that your Mac computer works. And just like Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. So it's really important to be very careful when using terminal to execute commands and just make sure that you know what you're typing. We will not be using terminal because we will be using a thing called a text editor. So what is a text editor? So a text editor is something that allows you to type in code, save your code, reload it from a saved file, allows you to run the code in the actual editor or IDE, allows you to debug, and it will highlight syntax errors or help you to identify your syntax errors. And sometimes it'll even start to code for you, give you a little bit of formatting and stuff. This is the Moo editor. We will most likely use this most of the time. It has a lot of the features of editors that people use today in the industry, but this is more designed for kids, and we really like it. Okay, well, I hope you have learned a lot about some of the concepts that we're going to be talking about this week, and I'm really excited. Can't wait for you to start coding your first program in Python.